For the first time, I saw a gator like 3 weeks ago after being here 6 years, and it was about 1.5 feet long.
Like a little baby one, because it's got to get through the fence posts and everything. But you know, Grandpa's out here laying in the sun. He doesn't know anything. Maggie's barking, and it's a baby alligator.
We actually live 6 houses up the block. You know, we just love being on the cove that we are here, and you know, we love the water skiing, love the neighbors, and just being in the cove. It was like a private area off the chain of lakes.
We really wanted something that was rustic, that could stand up to real life for a real active family with pets and kids, and just be livable. We
always tried to have where they brought their friends here. We felt very strongly to be involved in their lives, and we like to, you know, share and see what they're doing, who they're hanging out with, and what's going on. So we would host a lot of the things. The beauty of this home is that we had open areas that you could have a crowd here, you could have children and adults, yet we both had our spaces. You know, we really felt that we had a great view looking out through the water and all. So that's one of the things that really attracted us to this lot.
Chuck likes to go out every morning and have coffee and watch the news and read the paper.
You know, the sunrise coming up in the morning, just the water it's like a mirror, and the trees are reflecting off the water. It's a priceless view. And
at sunset, we have like spectacular skies. So the sun comes through the clouds and it kind of radiates over that pool cabana. And we've had friends renew their wedding vows there, and everyone gathers on the opposite side of the pool watching. It's really sweet. Yeah. It's pretty.
It was just really easy sitting down with Rick and, you know, working with his design people and everything else to put the home together.
They are imagining, as they're designing, a visual sequence. When you enter the space, what are you going to see, and what do you see a hint of beyond that that's going to draw your eye to the next space?
What helped a lot is that he allowed you to work with these, you know, the subcontractors also, so that you had that flexibility that, you know, if you saw something and you wanted to tweak it a little bit, they were instantaneous.
When you first come in, the entry is meant to be the transition, and we have a more formal space to begin with, and as you fan out through the rest of the house, it becomes more casual. The living room is the most formal room in the house, and it's intended for guests. There's a piano room adjacent, and we wanted a separate room for the piano because it does tend to be very loud, and so this kind of gives it its own little pocket, so it's not as overwhelming.
As we were building the home, we actually stopped and had them take out the ceilings, so we put in some tray ceilings and some, you know, hidden lighting.
We wanted them to be related, but still independent, and a real focal point for each room. The ceiling's the fifth wall, and it's the wall that people forget about.
And I think what ended up happening, that each room had their own little identity from it. It really is just how it comes together, and you know, the detailing that goes into it, and the woodworking, and you know, looking at it now, you have no idea of, you know, how much detail work is behind it. Yeah. It's quite intricate. It really is.
The openness in the flow of the house, you can see everybody, you know where they are, but everybody can do their own thing a little bit too. We really like dimming the lights throughout the house, and we like that soft glowing effect at night, and it just feels cozy and warm and like a loving home. Yeah, I think you can definitely have multiple people working together in the kitchen without bumping into each other, and have access to everything that you need. As far as the flow of the house, we wanted to be able to see the outside and be able to go straight through and have good flow, so that if you did have events and company, you could move about the house without being in a traffic jam. The house has worked out to really meet our needs, and Chuck's mom and dad and his aunt, who were all in their 90s, ended up living with us. And now we have his dad with us, and it's just been perfect. That becomes his home base. He can easily go outside. We were planning for that for sure. We definitely were.
It's definitely the man cave. That's yeah. Well, Susan named that the man cave. That was my area, and my dad and I we accumulated a lot of sports memorabilia and what have you. But as you enter on the right-hand side, I got a Mickey Mantle jersey that is framed. It's from 1958, and it's actually autographed by Mickey Mantle, and it is the old-time true Yankee pinstripe jersey. You know, it's set up that we have 3 TVs, so certainly during football season, I wanted the capability. Being a New York fan, I wanted to be able to get our Jet games and then be able to watch the broadcast games.
I think the living room is a more formal, entertaining space, but the secondary entertaining space really is the man cave. It's a large room, but it's still intimate and cozy. So we knew we wanted to have a theater, and it was important for it to be on the main floor so that everybody could really use it. We knew we wanted something that was this mix of maybe Victorian, early technology.
You know, seeing 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and all.
That kind of look.
We sort of had a picture we showed, and we were fortunate we were able to work with this fellow from ThemeWorks.
I didn't know that there was a name for this, so John was like, oh yeah, that's called steampunk, when you have this mixture of really old with all high technology.
And just a very creative person that he was, and him and Susan sort of sat down, and from the 20,000 leagues under there, they just started envisioning things, and it was just a work of art to see the two of them ham and egging it together.
How can we describe those? Kind of like mechanical tanks with big heavy levers that have doors that open up, and all the electronic equipment is back behind it. So it's hidden and ventilated from the bottom, so it's very practical, but it has that cool bottom of an ocean liner look to it. That's the room for sleepovers.
It's the wow room, I guess. Yeah. Actually, the kids end up sleeping a lot in there, but as John was building it and putting it together, it just took a life of its own, and there was that flexibility in there that we could veer off the initial project.
And I think that sometimes when you meet someone who understands and shares your design vision, you kind of like bubble, and it just, like Chuck said, it takes on a life of its own. Upstairs we have 4 bedrooms, and basically the kids are just up there to sleep. There's a playroom for them.
We built the house in mind that we could shut off the upstairs area where the 4 bedrooms were, and they had a family playroom up there and that, and we could live downstairs in the home.
As you enter the master bedroom, you have, of course, the bed, and most importantly, I think the beautiful view outside. It's a happy space. And everything in the house is a little gold, which is a little warmer than the ivory, because we like the brightness and the sunniness and warmth in the house. The master bathroom is a beautiful space, plenty of room for both of us. We love the freestanding tub. We just think it's beautiful, even if we don't get to use it. All the children have swum in it as little kids, so it's pretty space.
One of the things that was good that Rick had a great team, and they were very hands-on. Living 6 doors away, we were on the job site a lot, and Rick always gave us accessibility to the job site, and that's one of the things that we liked about building with him, that the fact that we did have that flexibility.
To choose Rick, if you're concerned with the aesthetics and the beauty and the flow, he does a beautiful job.
Well, if you're doing your research, you just need to look at the quality of the homes that Rick builds in comparison to everybody else. And the team that he has is just phenomenal. Between the architects, beginning the project, sourcing the materials, the interior assistance, it's a total package that Rick puts together. And I have everything I ever wanted or dreamed of having.